This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Firefighters stage protests outside the Labor Ministry. Firefighters are demonstrating outside the Ministry of Labor and Social Security at the National Heroes Circle in Kingston. The small group of placard-bearing firefighters are protesting against the alleged poor staff welfare at the Jamaica Fire Brigade. It's the latest in a wave of protest among civil servants since last week, following demonstrations by members of the National Water Commission, air traffic controllers, and the National Housing Trust. Battered St. Mary men speaking out. While underscoring the need for greater emphasis on mediation to help rid St. Mary of the scourge of domestic violence, the parish's police's head said fewer men are now choosing to suffer the crime in silence. "We are happy that little by little, the males are reporting domestic violence against them," said Superintendent Bobette Morgan Simpson during this month's sitting of the St. Mary Municipal Corporation. She stated that for the first 4 months of the year, 6 men in the parish have come forward to report domestic violence cases to the police. That number, however, pales in comparison to the 62 females who have reported such an offense during the same period. "We really have to do more mediation. I would love all the stakeholders to help us in this regard, in terms of encouraging persons to go the route of mediation, to talk things out instead of fighting it out, and not just fighting it out, but fighting it out in a manner that leads to death in some instances or permanent injury to some persons," the senior crime fighter said. She noted that of the 18 murders reported in St. Mary so far this year, 10 emanated from disputes such as domestic violence. "Some of these disputes are so senseless, some of them are so unnecessary, that is really a serious cause for concern," Superintendent Morgan Simpson asserted. She lamented that children are not spared from the whole matter of domestic violence and the disputes in general. As a result, they sometimes perpetrate acts of violence at school and in the streets of the parish, Superintendent Morgan Simpson noted. "We have been doing the school patrols and we have been trying to settle disputes when they are happening on the streets," she said. She also disclosed that in an effort to address the issue, a workshop was held last week with principals, guidance counselors, and the deans of discipline from various schools in St. Mary. "We were together seeing how we can better treat with the school violence and the whole matter of the fights and the disputes in the schools," Superintendent Morgan Simpson said. Murders up by 4.1% so far this year, says JCF. The island has recorded 534 murders as at May 14. This represents a 4.1% increase when compared to the 513 murders recorded this time last year. The information is contained in the latest Jamaica Constabulary Force Periodic Crime Statistics Review, which covers the period January 1 to May 14. The St. James Police Division leads the murder count nationally with 92 cases, a 50.8% increase compared to the 61 homicides reported in the division up to May 14 last year. The Westmoreland Police Division is second on the list, with 56 murders since the start of the year, while St. Catherine North is third after 48 murders were recorded there. St. Andrew South is fourth with 41 murders, though ironically that figure represents a 43.1% decrease in homicides when compared to 72 cases reported last year. However, St. Mary had the highest percentage increase in murders with a 500% rise. There were 18 murders committed in the parish up to May 14, compared with 3 for the corresponding period in 2021. The Kingston Central Police Division, where a zone of special operations is under effect in Parade Gardens, saw a decrease in murders of 44.4% for the reporting period. There were 15 murders up to last Saturday compared to 27 last year. Portland is the least murderous parish in 2022, having recorded 4 murders over the period. Regarding the other areas of crime, the JCF data shows that there has been fewer cases of shootings with a decrease of 56. So far this year, between January 1 and May 14, there have been 418 shootings in comparison to 474 over the period last year. There were 153 cases of rapes over the period under review, compared to 183 for the same period last year, which represented a decrease of 16.4%. Some 334 robberies were recorded up to May 14 this year, down from 347 observed in the corresponding period last year, representing a reduction of 13 cases or 3.7%. Break-ins, however, saw a 6.8% increase, with 359 incidents this year compared to 336 in 2021. Overall, the JCF said the total number of serious and violent crimes committed so far this year has declined by 3%. A total of 1,798 serious and violent crimes were reported up to May 14, when compared to 1,853 incidents reported last year, representing a difference of 55 cases. Be transparent with frustrated public sector workers, NIA chief urges government. The NGO National Integrity Action is urging Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark to set timelines for when public sector workers will be provided with updates on the compensation review scheme. NIA's principal director, Professor Trevor Monroe, has asserted that the workers should not be kept in the dark on plans to introduce new salary scales. He told the news that given the country's tradition of mature negotiations of dispute at the Ministry of Labor, with most of them resolved amicably, it is clear that in the present circumstances, the workers have lost the patience for valid reasons. Patience has a limit, he stressed.
Usually in Jamaica, the patience, the sense of responsibility, and the fact that our industrial relations machinery at the Ministry of Labor, developed over many years, works very well. You have 100 industrial disputes, and invariably less than 5% result in the kind of strike action we saw last week. So how come all of a sudden these patient workers who never go on strike, did they get a sense of madness last week? Did they become crazy as a result of some infection? No, patience has a limit.
Doctors frustrated as a fifth COVID-19 wave takes hold. The Jamaica Medical Doctors Association has declared that its members are frustrated that a fifth wave of COVID-19 is now occurring, just as some of them were about to take a break after 2 years of fighting the virus. JMDA President Dr. Mindy Fitzhenley told the news that the doctors are tired. Dr. Fitzhenley is urging Jamaicans to be very careful given the infectiousness of the virus. There have been more than 800 confirmed new COVID-19 cases in Jamaica since late last week. There were 67 patients in hospital up to Sunday.
Right now, the truth is all of our doctors are very burnt out. It's been one thing after the other. You know, we're the ones that are taking the hit in terms of having to cancel persons' leave or calling all persons back off of leave when they've finally gotten a break for the first time in 2 years. So this is not a situation we wanted to find ourselves in, but we knew it was one that could occur with the restrictions being lifted. So at this point, we're just going to do everything we can and continue to save the lives of Jamaicans any way we can. Right now, we're seeing that, this variant is very contagious. We're seeing persons in the entire home or an entire household that are becoming positive quite quickly. So we just want to encourage persons to make sure that they're taking precaution, and please come out and get your vaccines. They're widely available, so please come on out.
School attendance likely to be affected by Darlington Road protest. School attendance in Westmoreland is likely to be affected today as sections of the Darlington Main Road remain blocked. Residents cut off access to major thoroughfare on Monday morning to protest against its poor state. The protesters are reportedly refusing to clear the road until an announcement is made regarding when repairs will begin. Gunshots were fired Monday afternoon while Daniel Lawrence, the MP for the constituency, was trying to address the protesters. The news was informed that the shots were fired by an off-duty policeman who was trying to quell the crowd, which became rowdy. Jamaican man arrested on migrant smuggling charges in the USA. U.S. authorities have arrested a Jamaican man suspected to be involved in the smuggling of migrants into the United States. News emerged on Monday that a U.S. Customs and Border Protection boat pulled over a vessel carrying migrants off Lake Worth Inlet in Palm Beach County, Florida last week. Agents reportedly found 15 people from Jamaica and 8 other countries, including India, Guyana, the Dominican Republic, and the Bahamas. According to the Miami Herald newspaper, the Jamaican, who is identified as Shane Anthony Clocken, was one of 4 suspected smugglers taken into custody. Mr. Clocken was arrested on a charge of attempting to re-enter the United States after being deported and human smuggling. A criminal complaint filed in federal court on Sunday said the Jamaican was convicted on felony drug charges prior to being deported. 5 others on the boat were also arrested on charges of attempting to re-enter the U.S. after being deported. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.